Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Jumpin here, and today I'm going to be continuing my Fun with Guns series. This is going to be episode 12, and unfortunately, you guys chose the Revenant for me today. Assholes, thank you very much. I'm not a big fan of this gun, but the two, if you're going to use this gun, the two attachments that I recommend is going to be piercing and extended barrel. You can also use extended magazine if you wanted to use armor piercing 3. That's pretty good. And I also did something a little unique. I actually put the scope on this gun at once, and I thought it was pretty good with the scope because it like actually the accuracy improves, it's easier to aim, and the spread of the bullets go down. Alright, for the equipment I'm going to be using in this gameplay, it's going to be Warp Rounds 3, Assault Rifle Rail Amp 3, Assault Rifle Amp 3, and the old Shield Booster equipment. Just because this is a Sentinel and it's all about trying to be a tank and staying alive. If you're going to use this gun, guys, the first golden rule of this gun is going to be actually to use a Turian. Very, very important. Now, you don't need to put on a Turian necessarily. I mean, there is the new stabilization, well, it's not new anymore, but it's the equipment or whatever. You could use that on any class and make this gun good, or you could just stack on the stability mod to the gun. That would help it as well. But I don't recommend the stability mod just because you want the extra damage. This gun's damage is, I don't know, it's okay if the bullets, this is how the gun works. If the bullets hit the target, then yeah, you'll do a lot of damage. Now you might say, well, duh, Jumpin', the bullets have to hit the target. Yeah, of course. But with any gun, like any gun in this game, you have to, actually hit the target to do damage. But the difference between this gun and most other guns is this gun's just, it is a close range gun for the most part. It has for all the assault rifles in the game, it has like the most spread to the bullets. And it has the most insane kick if you don't have some type of stability. The Turian, fortunately though, if you just get his stability, which would be the only thing about this build that might be different from my Turian Sentinel. I'm sure, like I have plenty of Turian Sentinel builds out there. Let's look in the description. I'll just put a link to the build if you don't know it in the description. But yeah, the only difference is that you really need to go for the two fields for the stability and weapons damage, just to get 55% stability. That's all you need. As you can tell, there's very, very low kick to this gun. And if you're going to use it, it is like pretty much a mountain light, I just said mountain, but what I meant to say was a mounted light machine gun. So if you are to stay behind cover and shoot it from cover, it is an extremely effective gun. The recoil is dramatically reduced that way. And it's overall, this gun, my beef with this gun is honestly, there's one problem with this gun. I used to like this gun somewhat. It just depends on the class. Like if you use this on a Vanguard, mainly the Krogan, it's pretty decent because, like I said, it's a close range gun. It's all about getting into the enemy's faces and just unloading on them. At certain ranges, you just can't miss, and most of the bullets are going to hit the target. But at any medium to long range combat, you're gonna miss a lot of bullets. I mean, even if you have the reticle dead on them, you're gonna miss, and you will know because this gameplay is gonna be nothing special, honestly. Like I thought this was a pretty bad gameplay. I just wasn't going to sit there and play with this dumb gun all night. That was the truth of the matter, is that I don't like this gun for one reason, and the reason is the Cerberus Harrier. Honestly, when it comes down to it, the Cerberus Harrier is now the greatest assault rifle in the game, and there's really no point to use this gun over that. Now, a lot of you guys are gonna say, "Well, I don't have a Cerberus Harrier," which I'm sorry if you don't. That sucks. It really does. But this is not a replacement. The best replacement for the Cerberus Harrier would be the MACTOC. Even though that gun, it's semi-auto, you have to actually pull the trigger and it can hurt your finger. I don't know. Like that gun, that's probably the best replacement. This is just nothing special. Like it just takes, to me, it takes way too many bullets to kill an enemy with this gun at times. Sometimes, like on silver and bronze, this is a great gun, honestly. I love this gun on silver, but On gold, the enemies are just that much tougher. And like right here, me trying to shoot this guy is absolutely retarded. Like there's no way I'm going to actually hit that guy with mini bullets. It's just what it is. Now Reapers, one thing I do like, the only saving grace in this gameplay from making this would have been a terrible gameplay honestly, is the fact that we're fighting Reapers. Reapers with this gun is okay just because most of the Reapers are pretty big and wide. Like a Brute is easy to hit from range because he's so wide. Same with, I guess, Banshees for the most part and Ravengers. But anything else like Marauders or Phantoms or whatever, it's just you gotta run up like really close. You gotta treat this gun like a shotgun almost. Like it's just, that's what it is. It's a gun that has it's an assault rifle that has ridiculous spread. And there's a lot of other bad things about this gun that I hate. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, those is fun with guns. Well, honestly, guys, this gun is not that fun to me. And, yeah. So I'm gonna bitch quite a bit in this video about how I don't like this gun, unfortunately. But that's just kind of like the point of this, the series, is that if you guys pick a gun I don't like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I don't like it. I'm not gonna just bullshit you, be like, oh, it's just like the greatest assault rifle besides the Harrier, because it's not. Like, I would choose the Vindicator over this thing, honestly, or even I would probably choose the Avenger for the most part over this gun. And that's just what it is, because like damage wise, it has pretty decent damage if you are close range. If you're not close range, the damage drops, like, because you miss bullets. It's just that simple. And the worst part about this gun is the fact that when you walk with it, and when you shoot it and you aim down or just when you shoot this gun in general, you move so much slower that I don't know, like it's really meant to be a mounted machine gun in a lot of ways. Like, you're supposed to just sit behind cover and just shoot things from a distance. Now the downside is you really can't do that because this gun the bullets just won't hit targets from long range. So you almost have to run up to their face and shoot them. But it's meant to really just sit behind cover and shoot, because you cannot move, you cannot be mobile with this gun. You cannot just run up and start blasting people. And that's like the worst part about the gun, honestly, is the fact that you can't shoot it and actually move around at the same time. There's really no strafing with this gun, and I don't know. It's just that's just probably the worst thing about it. Alright, let me go and tell you about the stats on the gun. Like I said, the damage on the gun is it's good if the bullets hit, but that is just kind of iffy. To be honest, like, I don't know, I just don't think that it just in general the damage isn't good because you just don't hit targets. That's just really the best way to put it. The accuracy on this gun is terrible. It really is. Like I said, you have to be really close range to make this gun effective. If you're not close range, it's just not going to be that effective. Now, you might be wondering in this gameplay, wow, Jumpin', it looks like you're killing these enemies so quick, which I am killing them very quickly, but I forgot to bring this up. This is actually a debuff Saboteur team that we're using, so that's actually one thing to keep in mind. We're using Tactical Scan, a maxed out Tactical Scan for 32% more weapons damage, or just 25% more damage in general. We're using Cryoblast. I'm using Warp with Expose and Pierce, and we're also using Proximity Mine. So in general, we are doing so much extra damage. I think it was like 92% more damage to the enemies if we all hit them with our debuff. And yeah, that's amazing. So try to keep that in mind. Yeah, this gun, like right there, like that was really no debuff on that Ravager, and because of that, it wasn't that good. Where if there is a debuff on them, yeah, it's a lot quicker, as you can see right there. Alright, so let me go ahead and get back into the stats like I was talking about. Alright, so the accuracy, like I said, is really bad. It's a very close range gun. And that's a big problem with the gun because you cannot stay mobile at close range. So it's kind of like, it's just stupid. Like, it's just dumb. Like, you have to run up close, but you can't actually stay mobile. So their best bet with this gun is to use it on a tank. So I guess in general, that's why you're not seeing me use this on a Turian soldier. I know a lot of people are going to say, dude, try this gun on a soldier. Try it on a Turian soldier. It's so good. And it is pretty good on the Turian soldier, but I I need to be a tank. I need to try to take as much damage as possible to make this effective. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have fun. Because if you try to shoot this from a distance, like I said, you're not gonna have that much success compared to what you're gonna get from close range. It's just what it is. All right. So like I said, the accuracy is not that good. The weight on the gun is okay. I mean, it's all right. It's kind of heavy for an assault rifle, but it's not like a Harrier. I mean, honestly though, the Harrier at 10, this gun's at 10. The Harrier at 10 is gonna be about the same thing weight wise. So yeah, the Harrier is just gonna blow this thing out the water because of that. And the other stat is the ammo capacity, and the ammo, it has plenty of ammo. I mean, with extended mags, you get 108 bullets. That's ridiculous. And just in general, I think you get like an extra 400 bullets with this gun. So, yeah, the ammo's fine. The ammo is just totally fine. It's probably the best stat on the entire gun. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the stats. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know. Overall, it's a decent gun. I would say it's definitely decent, but is it good? Nah. No, not at all. Like, there was a lot of... When I was doing this, I played like 3 or 4 games with this, and I was just, like, raging at some points because it's just like, I hate this gun. Like, I'm using it... Like I said, the biggest downside to this gun is probably the fact that I've played with the Cerberus Harrier now. Because once you play with the Harrier, like, there's just really no going back to any other assault rifle. Just like the Ruger Carbine. Like, there's only a couple shotguns in the game that are decent. Well, actually, I take that back. There's a lot of really good shotguns. But when it comes down to it, the Claymore and the Ruger Carbine are just the two best. And it's hard to use another, shotgun without just being like, oh, this thing sucks compared to those guns. Because those guns are so overpowered. That's just what it is, and that's how you have to feel about a lot of different assault rifles and, things like that. So that's really the downside to a lot of guns in this game, is that you just compare them too much to other guns. That's the same with characters in the game too. Like, you might, like, obviously the Geth Infiltrator and the Slayerian Infiltrator are godly, but if you try to use like the Quarian Infiltrator, it's just not as good. And same with like the Human Infiltrator. They have their perks, they have their moments of like decentness, which I know that makes no damn sense. I don't know why I just said that, but whatever. They have these moments, but I don't know. Like, I just think that overall it's hard to use them and not say, wow, I wish I was a Solarian, or wow, I wish I was a Geth. And then same with a lot of other different characters and classes in the game. There's ones that are really good and there's ones that aren't that good. It's just what it is. So it's something to consider, and that's probably my biggest beef with this gun. I mean, any gun like this, where if it's not, I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be honest with you with these guns. Like, I do not recommend this gun, especially for gold. Now, if you're gonna use this on silver, like I said, go for it. It's a lot of fun on silver. I've never even used it on bronze, but I can imagine this thing would just shred on bronze. But on gold, it's just no, it's a big no. All right. Now, probably the worst thing that happened to me in this gameplay, there was actually 2 really, really bad things. The first thing is that I was playing on no map when we got this, and this is Dagger, and oh man, was I mad. I really cannot stand this map. I think that this map is probably the worst in the game. Well, maybe not the worst map in the game, but to me, it's the worst map. That's just my opinion, though, because I don't like it. I play, as you know, I play very aggressive with most of my classes, even sniper or infiltrators. I normally like to be in their face. I like to rush them. I like to try to be as close range as possible. And this map is just so big that it's hard to do that. And for me, using this gun, which is a very close range gun, and for what we're doing together, like as a team, which is debuffing the enemies and saboteuring the enemies, we have to, instead of like just posting up and camping in the one room that everybody camps in, we have to run around and work together. And that's it's just not that good on this map. This map's so much easier as just with a sniper on an infiltrator sitting at the top. Like, this map is fun. That's really the only way, in my opinion, that this map is fun. It's just camping on the top with an infiltrator with a sniper. that's about it. Other than that, yeah, this map, I hate this map. I cannot stand it. And that's just the, like, the way it goes. So like that was probably like the worst thing that happened in this gameplay, was the fact that we got this map. And then the other thing will be a rocket that I'm gonna shoot that's terrible. So I can't wait for you guys to see that, because I don't know, like I just cannot shoot rockets anymore. I don't know what happened. Like every time I shoot a rocket now, I fuck it up so bad. I mean, I'll shoot it into space half the time. So all right, so right here I was trying to get some ammo, couldn't do it because there was all these enemies blocking me, so I had to use a pack. And you know, like I said, if you have eyes, I hope you can you know, see that this gun is very powerful and very good at close range. But like right there, like there's no way I could kill that guy from that distance. It just wouldn't happen. I would have to run all the way up there to try to kill him, and who wants to do that? Nobody wants to just run across the map to kill something. Now here's a good example of the debuffs. Yeah, that Banshee got wrecked because we debuffed the crap out of her. You know, and like I said, if you're gonna use this gun on a Vanguard, like a Krogan Vanguard, it's pretty decent, but not for gold. That's just how it goes. Like this gun's really good on Krogan Vanguard and on silver, but on gold, no, not really. It just doesn't have the damage. Now the damage is good, but it just doesn't have the overall damage to be a really good gold gun. Like this is what it is. Like, and what I mean by overall damage, and here's gonna be the rocket I was talking about. Check this out. This is so stupid. I need to stop doing that. That's the truth. I need to stop trying to take rockets from like across the map, because I always fuck them up now. Like I cannot hit the target easy. And it was just a really dumb rocket in general that I tried to shoot there. I tried to hit the Ravager instead of just hitting a wall or something, and of course the Ravager just sidestepped right out the way, and it just became like a terrible rocket. But anyway, like I was saying, like I don't know, this gun is just not that good. So that's the best way to put it. That's my message in this video. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, I love the Revenant. It's like my favorite gun in the game." But I don't know. Like, it's just my opinion. Like I said, I just don't like it. I just think that overall, it's just not. It's not the. You can't compare this to other guns, and it's hard not to compare guns to other guns when you're used to using other guns. I mean, that's just how it goes. Like, that's how it goes in like every game. If you use something and you're like, wow, this is really good, and then you use something else, you're like, oh wow, this sucks. I mean, it's just what it is. So, all right, as you can tell, this is, I believe, wave 8, and we're really, this team, the best part about this whole gameplay probably was the team we were using. Like, it's a lot of fun debuffing enemies, and right there I got dropped by that dumb Marauder. I hate that. They be high. The Marauders, man, they hide behind walls and crap. Phantoms too, and it's so annoying. You walk up to where some enemies are, you're shooting them, all of a sudden you're getting meleeed in the back by an enemy that was just literally hiding behind the wall. Can't stand that. It's so stupid. I don't know why the hell they do that, but anyway, like I was saying, this team that we were using was probably the best part of this whole gameplay. And the reason why was just because, like I said, it's a debuff team. Debuff teams are a lot of fun to do. This game, unfortunately, doesn't really have... Most people don't ever want to play it as a debuffing character. Like, a good example is a human infiltrator. A human infiltrator with cryoblast is a great character just because it just does... It does a lot. Now, right here, this is terrible. Like, we're just all going to get wrecked. And pretty much, like, we're just surrounded. That's what it is. Like, Reapers are just really annoying enemy, and on this map I cannot stand Reapers just because they really surround the crap out of you, and that's what just happened right there. Like, this is probably the most like, that's right there is probably the most perfect range to use this gun, is point friggin' blank, because yeah, you'll wreck the enemies, but that's just because you really just can't miss. Yeah, this map is just bad for Reapers. For the most part, a lot of people are going to think that this map is a good map for Reapers because it's so big and probably would be easy to, you know, keep them at bay. But no, that's not the case. Reason for that is because even though this is a big map, it's hard to keep once they, you know, penetrate your position. Like once they actually like take over, let's say you're camping in the room up there, and banshees get in there with brutes. Yeah, you're fucked. Like you're gonna have to kill them or you're gonna have to run. And this map's big, so any big map it's easy to run away from stuff, but you know, I just, who wants to do that? Like, I mean, at least I don't want to constantly be running from banshees, and banshees tend to, for some reason, always go after characters that can't dodge. That's what I've noticed. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's weird. It's like sometimes like you'll be playing, and then all of a sudden, like, let's say you're playing as a Turian or Batarian, or I believe this is, I don't know. I was thinking about rocketing that, but I decided not to. But, you know, if you're playing as a Turian, Batarian, or Krogan, yeah, like, Banshees, for some reason, it seems like they're programmed to come after you before other people because they know you can't dodge, and they know it's going to be, like, you know, it's like they're going to pretty much grab you. Like, that's really their job. That's what they're programmed to do, is to grab you. Right here, I'm going to do I'm going to do a really funny, like, ring around the rosy. I was trying to not leave my team, but I was trying not to get grabbed. Like I said, those banshees were out for blood. They really wanted to kill the crap out of me because I can't, like, avoid them. And it just, that's the worst part about playing as, like, a Turian, is that if you have, let's say you're the only guy who can't dodge, and I've had this happen to me where banshees will just not leave me alone. They'll just constantly keep chasing me, and I'll have to constantly keep running. And it just makes the game so hard because I mean, running for, to me, I don't think running from banshees is hard. That's very easy. It's just running from banshees and actually killing enemies in the process. That's hard. Like you gotta keep that in like consideration, that it's really like right here. Like I'm not the type of person to normally just run. I mean, like I said, I told you before, if you're gonna run from a banshee and you see an enemy, you should try to at least make an attempt to kill the enemy. You know, not just run from point A to across the map. You know, that's just, no, you don't want to do that. Alright. I believe at this point, though, the Banshees are pretty much the last enemies alive, so, you know, I'm going to run back over to my teammates are, just to try to help them out. Like, that's the point of this team, is that we're a debuff team, so we're only as effective as the debuffs that we put onto the enemies. So if we put, you know, all our debuffs on one enemy, will drop it in about a half of a second. If just one of us does it, then yeah, it's not going to be as effective as if we all do it and then we all shoot the enemy. Like, that's kind of the idea. And it's a lot of fun to do this, so if you guys want to ever try a team like this, all you need is Cryoblast, Warp, and pretty much Tactical Scan and Proxy Mines and things like that, and you'll debuff the crap out of enemies, and it's a lot of fun. Alright, so this is going to be Wave 10, it's going to be devices. You know, on this map is really, really crappy for devices, honestly. Like, it really is. And I honestly knew, like, right here, I'm going to mount my machine gun and just unload on this group of enemies. But I knew that this was going to be a shitty way for me, just because, yeah, you know, here's your problem, is that when you're trying to do this, when you're trying to do, like when you get into the later waves, that's the best way to put it. When you get into the later waves against Reapers or whatever, and you're using a shitty gun, for the majority of a gold game, if you're using a shitty gun, you really won't. At least for me, I don't ever really have problems killing enemies up till the later waves. Like in Wave 10, it's the worst, especially against like Cerberus and Reapers, just because the lack of power on this gun is very apparent once I try to start killing like large groups of like big enemies. It's like, well, I can't do it. I cannot kill this enemy quick. Like, I have to, you know, play smarter or whatever, where if I was using a different gun or a different class, I could kill them like pretty easily. And that's just kind of how it goes with this gun and a lot of other guns. And probably Cerberus is the worst faction for that, because it's so hard to kill phantoms with so many guns in the game. Like, it's just what it is. And like Reapers are pretty easy just because they don't really move much. They're really slow. But, you know, as you can tell, like, it just is a nightmare dealing with, it just takes so long to kill an enemy. Like, it's ridiculous how many bullets it will take you at times to kill certain enemies with this gun. And if you don't have Assault Rifle Revenant 3 on and all the bonuses, I mean, you're talking about this gun can take 60 bullets to kill an enemy, and that's just no good. Like, it's no good. Alright, alright, so we got the objective done. Now we're just kind of trying to kill the rest, we're just trying to kill the rest of these enemies so we can get this stupid wave over with. Turians, honestly guys, Turians are just really not that great against Reapers. The main reason, like I told you, is because the Banshees they tend to come after Turians a lot more than they do anybody else, because Turians can't dodge. And because you can't dodge, if a Banshee gets in your face, you are going to be kind of screwed. Like, you're going to have to try to run from it, and sometimes you just can't do it when you can't quickly dodge away from it. That's probably, that's like one of the worst things that can happen. Alright, so right here, I'm going to try to run over to my team, because I knew that Banshee was coming for him, and, the main thing is just to get my warp on the Banshee, just to kill it quicker. Alright, so right here I just warped it, now I'm just going to unload on it, and yeah, it dies really quick from the debuffs, so that's what's up. Alright guys, like I was saying, this is going to be the extraction wave, so this gameplay is almost over, but overall though guys, if I was going to give this gun, this Revenant gun, if I was going to scale it on a 1 to 10 basis, I would give it pretty much probably a 6. Just because, the reason why I would give it a 6 is, like I said, on gold it's not a good gun, but on silver it is a good gun. I guess that can play into it a little bit, and its stats are just kind of mediocre. The only thing that's really bad on it is the accuracy. Like, the damage on it is okay, but the accuracy on it is so bad, and because the accuracy is bad, that's the reason why you don't kill things quickly, is just because you just miss. Like, even when you are aiming directly at them, your bullets are missing for the most part, and that is just no good. But yeah, so that's pretty much the way I would rate it. It's like I said, a 6. And I don't know, like, this is probably one of the only Fun with Guns episodes that I've done where I really did not like the gun, and I didn't like the Eagle either, but I really just do not like this gun at all. And I mean, that's just what it is. So anyway, alright, as you can tell, this is pretty much boiling down. We're just trying to hold our position and hopefully, have an easy time getting the hell, into the extraction and getting full extraction. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, we're just kind of, like, just chilling at this point. But, alright, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure that you vote for the next gun you want to see next week. Now, the thing about that, though, guys, is that I will put in the description all the guns I've done before, so please do not vote for any gun I have done before. The only gun I do not have in this game is the Hurricane, so try to keep that, try to remember that, because too many people vote for the Hurricane, even though I say don't, I always say I don't have it. But yeah, so that's going to be pretty much it, guys. Please comment, please like, please subscribe, and like always, have a nice day.